lot of the people that are like into our music and bought the last album have felt that this album has taken it to a new level, and like that's really all that we could have asked for, is that people who like the last album like this album just as much, if not more.
Always a little nerve-wracking releasing new music. Like, you can't exactly like write for your fans, you know what I mean? And like, we established most of our following through our last record, you know, and we didn't want to let anybody down, but at the same time, like, you have to find that balance between doing what you want to do and what you also like stick into the genre of your music, you know what I mean? And it felt really good to just see the response, everyone being like, this record just completely tops the last one.
The writing process was it was a lot of fun. It was also really stressful just because we were touring the entire year previous to it. So like, we were writing on the road, we were writing when we got back home, and then we immediately got to it when we got back from a tour in the fall.
We came home and basically we just buckled down the studio for a couple months, like pretty much straight, and just banged out the record. And just, it was super genuine. As far as like lyrics and stuff go, it was this was my first time really writing lyrics. Like, normally I would write to music. Like, I get the demo for a song or something, and then I would write to that. Where this was, I tried something different on this record, where I kind of wrote most of the lyrics separately, like before I would hear any of the music. And I think everything came out better that way. So I think from now on, I'll be doing a lot more of that.
I feel like we went about this record a lot more professionally going into it, just like how everything sounded. We really tried to think about everything objectively rather than just taking everything and using it immediately, like trying to take things that weren't what we actually wanted to use and throwing them away, using things that we weren't using and putting them back in, and we had to really use some critical thinking, basically.
Wanted the album to flow as best as possible on this one, you know, not just like, let's make some heavy songs, you know what I mean? We wanted to make something that meant something to everybody. There's a couple different points to the album. The album is called Nothing Is Beautiful, and that came to me while I was on the road writing it. The message to that is just like, it sucks, but it's that nothing is as good as you think it's gonna be. You know, like, your best friend will stab you in the back, like the person you love will hurt you the most, you know what I mean? Religion is a huge thing I focus on this album, and it's something that I believe is made to be this great thing. Like, religion promotes all these great ideas and treating people right, and like, you know, and to me, it's like, I feel like it does the opposite, you know? Like, we're all kind of in this space of just kind of feeling a little bit like almost down and kind of depressed, and I feel like because of that, like, the lyrics came out so naturally and just like real. That's my time, you know? Again, like, that's what makes me a better person. I can get up there and I can get every little fucking inch of fucking hatred I have in my body out, and that's where it's coming out. And it's like, it's gotta be genuine, you know?
And you can obviously tell when the band's feeling it or not. And like, we just try to do our best to make it, like you said, as genuine as possible. Like, when we play, we try not to make us all synchronized doing the same thing. I feel like it loses its kind of like feeling of, you're just not, for us, we want to come off like super aggressive, and I feel like when we're all doing the same thing, it just doesn't come off the same way.
You want to just get inside your own head, don't look at the person next to you, you know what I mean? Just like, feel your own fucking part, you know? Never want to put out something that we are not 100% happy with. You know, we don't want filler songs, we don't want albums that flop, you know, we don't want stuff just like put out for the sake of putting out. Like, your record label is like, you need to come out with an album at this time. It's just like, so you just put out bullshit. It's just like, we promised each other we'd absolutely never do that. And, you know, we like every song on the album. We want every song to be memorable. And that's what we feel like we did. And it's been awesome. After this album came out, we've been seeing that like, everybody has their own favorite song and everyone's talking about different songs. And that's, to me, is like, we accomplished what we wanted to do, you know?
It's not conceited to say that you enjoy your own music. You should absolutely enjoy your own music.
No, what the fuck are you doing?
If you don't enjoy your own music and you can't listen to your own music, then why would you expect anyone else to?